Arwa's story begins in the rugged highlands of Yemen. The year was 1047 or 1048. The Sulayhid state was rising. The family she was born into carried influence, wealth, and knowledge. Her father, Ahmad al-Kazim, al-Sulayhi, and her mother, al-Rada, belonged to one of the most respected Sulayhid lineages. But Arwa would not have the childhood her parents hoped for. She lost both of them at an early age, and the responsibility of raising her fell to her uncle, King Ali al-Sulayhi, and his wife Queen Asma. Arwa grew up within palace walls, surrounded by scholars, diplomats, poets, military leaders, and guardians. Queen Asma took a special role in raising her. Asma was known as a wise and respected woman, often standing alongside the king in political matters. From her, Arwa learned diplomacy, leadership, and the value of patience. From the king, she saw how strategy, intelligence, and courage built an empire. As she grew older, she became known for her intelligence. Scholars in the palace used to say that she grasped complicated matters faster than most adults. Her memory was sharp, her understanding deep, and she always stood out as someone who saw details others missed. When she turned 17 or 18, she was married to Prince Ahmad, the crown prince and only son of King Ali and Queen Asma. It was not just a political marriage. Prince Ahmad admired Arwa's intelligence and trusted her judgment. He often asked her opinions on matters of state, and she became one of his closest advisors even before she ever thought of ruling. But life in the Sulayhid dynasty changed suddenly during a tragic journey. King Ali and Queen Asma decided to leave for pilgrimage, a trip filled with devotion but also danger. Along the way, their enemies ambushed them. The king was killed, and Asma was taken prisoner. Her captors hung the king's severed head in a spot where she could see it every day from her cell. The cruelty was meant to break her spirit. Back in the palace, Ahmad received news of his father's assassination. Shock overtook him, but he still did not know the fate of his mother. A whole year passed before he learned she was alive. The moment he heard it, he launched a campaign to rescue her. The battle was fierce but successful. Yet, in a heartbreaking twist, when he reached the cell where his mother was held, the sight shattered him. Sources say he collapsed out of grief and shock, and from that moment onward, he became paralyzed for life. Queen Asma returned to the palace with her son's body carried alongside her. With King Ali gone and Ahmed unable to rule, she stepped forward and led the kingdom herself. People respected her leadership. She kept the kingdom stable until her death, and after her passing, the crown naturally remained with Ahmad, even though he could not rule in practice. This is the moment when Arwa's life took a remarkable turn. With Ahmad unable to rule, and with his trust in her unwavering, he handed over full authority to her. She was already managing Aden, a city given to her as dowry, and her management skills were praised across Yemen. Running the entire kingdom was a much larger challenge, but she accepted it calmly. Arwa was not a symbolic queen. She took charge. She made decisions, issued orders, commanded officials, and took full administrative control. Under her rule, the capital was moved from Sana'a to Gibla. The decision increased her political strength and placed her closer to strategic regions. As her power grew, she gained respect not only as a queen, but also as a spiritual authority. Her name was mentioned in the Friday khutbah across the land. May Allah prolong the days of Al-Hora, the perfect, the sovereign, who carefully manages the affairs of the faithful. This was no small honor. Very few women in Islamic history ever had their names recited in khutbahs. It was a public declaration of her authority. The Fatimid Caliph in Cairo granted her the title Hujja, a status second only to the Caliph himself. She became the only woman in Islamic history to receive this rank. And the Caliph didn't just honor her politically. He stated clearly that believers must obey her. It was a level of authority no other woman had ever held in Yemen, but her rule was not safe from enemies. Her most dangerous rival was said Ibn Najah, whose clan had killed King Ali years earlier. Arwa planned to bring justice, but she didn't rush. Her strategy was intelligence, not brute force. She decided to mislead him. She spread rumors that her allies had deserted her and that she was losing control. Ibn Najah believed the misinformation and assumed she was weak. Confident he could take advantage, he attacked, but he had walked into her trap. Her forces crushed his army. She captured his wife, and in an echo of Queen Asma's suffering, she placed said severed head where his wife could see it from her cell. It was justice delivered with the same cold symbolism her own family had suffered. Arwa continued ruling after Prince Ahmad's death. Later she married Prince Saba. The marriage did not change the reality of power. Even though she was technically a queen consort, authority always rested with her. Officials wrote to her, generals obeyed her, and the people looked to her for leadership. She was the face, heart, and mind of the Sulayhid state. Her reign lasted an incredible 64 years. In an era when kingdoms often fell apart after a few years of instability, Arwa kept hers firm through wars, conspiracies, betrayals, and political challenges. She strengthened trade, supported scholars, built mosques, improved agriculture, and oversaw public welfare. Under her, Qibla became a thriving political, educational, and cultural center. Throughout her rule, she never forgot the lessons she had learned from Queen Asma: patience, intelligence, and the courage to act when necessary. Arwa lived to the age of 90 or a little more. After ruling for more than 6 decades, she passed away in 1138 of natural causes. Her death marked the end of the Sulayhid dynasty's golden age, but her legacy lived on. In Yemeni history, she is remembered as a queen with rare intelligence, unmatched political strength, and deep spiritual authority. In Islamic history, she remains one of the only women ever granted the title of Hujja, and in world history, she stands as one of the few women who ruled a kingdom for more than half a century with wisdom, patience, and remarkable strategy. She was not just a queen. She was a leader, a scholar, a strategist, and a symbol of strength. Her story remains one of the most powerful examples of female leadership in the medieval Islamic world.